What are you hesitated on that?
Welcome to Better in Green, eh? To Better in Green, eh? To Better in Green, eh?
Welcome into Better in Green. The boys are back. We got all three of us. Last week, we went 9-6. Not too bad. Another winning week for us. Down to 4 in Survivor. Thank you a lot, Dallas Cowboys. I thought this was going to be my year, but like always, I'm out within the first 3 weeks. Brendan R78, you are still leading our weekly pick'ems. You were leading it last week. You're leading it again this week. Big news. Make sure you guys subscribe to us and head over to bettergreen.com. But Wyatt's back. Wyatt, how was it, man?
Good, man. Yeah, got married. Got that all done with. That was a wreck on the wedding day. No one tells you how nerve-wracking it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, just sitting around all day. It's because we had an evening wedding. I was miserable. But ceremony went good. The reception went fine. It was super fun. And then we just went on our honeymoon to Kauai, Hawaii. I don't even know if that's pronounced right. But the furthest west island, very remote. Really cool. 8 days out there, super fun. Yeah, I had a blast. Exactly what a honeymoon should be like. So had a lot of fun, but excited to be back and get into a schedule. Eastern time zone is legit. I love it. Island time's terrible. But yeah, excited to be back. Excited to place some legal bets, take advantage of some profit boosts. My bookie actually took them to the cleaners this weekend. But besides that, excited to get back and take advantage of some of these profit boosts on DraftKings and FanDuel.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Me and Ethan were looking at the pictures like proud parents of you getting married. I got to say, though, you rocked the buckle shoes, bro.
The shoes, so that was
dangerous.
my one. I did nothing for the wedding. Like, I absolutely nothing. But I did just pick out some shoes. I was nervous that was going to be a little too fancy, but she loved them. I got a lot of compliments on them. I was nervous I was going to look like a little bit of an Italian mafia guy or super European, but it looked okay for the most part. So I didn't blow it up too bad. So
no.
Yeah, it was good. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome. This is a betting show, and we're about to get into some NFL picks, but we don't just leave it at picks. We're not wimps that just say stuff all willy-nilly on here. We mean what we say, and we put our money where our mouth is. Unfortunately, my Chiefs lost, guys, and I messaged you about it. It was fair and square. I earned this one. To my credit, is before Kelsey and Jones were out. I don't know. You guys were a bad matchup for us from the very beginning. So I have to do a wrap for you. Me and Ethan have a joint punishment we're going to have to do later. So we will get to you guys, let you know about that in a later episode. But I'm going to need you guys to join me a little bit in this one. Is that you guys ready?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Give it up for Ben Rabbit.
Ben Rabbit. I'll need you guys to put your hands in the air, okay? All right, here we go. Hey, this is my rap for the Better in Green. That's right, I'm back on the mic. The Lions beat my team. They not only didn't cover, missed the money line. I'm dropping beats like they're balls. Yeah, it's Tony time. Yeah, my Chiefs are a meme. Kermit sips his tea. Abusing our D-line, Mr. Montgomery. Starting 0-1 at home, my homies dropped his crown. Blessing all the Lions fans. I'm in Ross St. Brown. Branch running back the pick like it was part of the plan. Now our kneecaps like granola thanks to Daddy Dan. Ragnar plowing down the field like it's on a decline. I'm creaming to the run. That's my double O-line. The final score, yeah, it was close. Talking 21-20. Will there be more bets coming? You can bet there'll be plenty.
Wow. Holy hell. That was very well done.
Thank you.
Those are some very deep lyrics.
I tried, man.
Those had some multi-meanings behind it.
It did.
I'm telling you, man.
I couldn't keep on beat with Ethan, but
Yeah.
That's all right. That's all right, man.
Dude.
The boys are back.
That
It's
was
electric.
That was good.
I think you stay with Better and Green, but I think you put your 2 weeks in at your day job tomorrow.
Yeah, get a little SoundCloud going.
Yeah.
Man, I've been playing around with some beats, man. There might be some more coming.
You can edit some graphics and do some rap. I mean,
thank God the Lions won, because mine would have been terrible.
Just brutal.
When you guys play that back, man, I hope you guys caught every bit of that, because I threw so much in those
there was
8
some
lines.
good stuff in there.
There
That was phenomenal.
Thank you, man. And
That
to
was
keep with the
awesome.
punishment, I might have to wear this hoodie for the rest of the episode when it's like 90 degrees in here.
Good.
You guys ready to talk some football?
Let's do it.
All
Yes,
right,
sir.
Thursday night. The Lions are at the Packers in Green Bay. Packers are 1.5-point home dogs. Over under set at 46. Straight into the Lions talk, guys. Ethan, you got all the Lions stuff behind you, so of course I'm gonna let you start.
Yeah, fitting that you do your punishment off of a Thursday night Lions win, and we're talking Lions Thursday night again. Side note, I don't love when my team plays on Thursday night. I thought I would. Usually we just get the Thanksgiving Day game, which I do love that. But I think, to my knowledge, this is the Lions' first 2 Thursday night games that I've seen. They've probably had one or two in there, but not a big fan of it. Anyway, yeah, big game. First divisional matchup here for Detroit. My lean is actually on the Packers here. I hate to say it, but I think the Packers at home, this is, it's tough to say it's a revenge game because it was Rodgers last year instead of Love, but Detroit did knock them out of the playoffs, ended Rodgers' career in Green Bay at Lambeau Field. So this is kind of a quick rematch here in week 4 of that game that ended their season last year. So I don't know. I mean, I can't say that with much confidence. I'm not going to be betting Green Bay. Wyatt, we kind of talked before the show about the up 7 promo on DraftKings. I'll probably use that on Detroit just because I'm a homer. But yeah, my favorite play in this game is actually the under. I believe it's sitting at 46 currently, and it's going up. I'm kind of shocked by that. I think Detroit is more of a running style offense right now. I believe they ran the ball 31 times this past weekend. They're getting Montgomery back, which should help that running game. I just don't see them scoring quite as much as they did last year. Their defense is also way better than it was last year. And then I think the Packers are also going to try to establish a run game. I'm hoping Aaron Jones is out because A.J. Dillon couldn't run if there wasn't a defense there. And Detroit's run defense has been extremely good this year. So don't think they're going to have any success on the ground. Don't trust Jordan Love to be throwing it all across the field for a lot of points. So I think this game stays quite low. So I love the under 46 here. Lean the Packers.
Oh, Ethan.
Take that hat off.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, Detroit, I think, should be favored by more, which is crazy to say because it's at Lambeau. But if you look at the Packers wins, they beat the Bears, who we all know. Again, if you didn't listen to us, Packers minus 190 to not make the playoffs. You had yourself a free fantasy guide. That's on yourself if you didn't take that bet because Packers are dog shit.
Bears.
Sorry, Bears.
Jinx.
Bears. Bears are dog shit. Packers beat them easily. Falcons, turns out they're dog shit. Lions whomped them last week, and the Packers lost to them. And then the Packers barely beat the Saints on a late drive comeback. They got outplayed the entire game and then came back at the end. So I think the Packers are shit. Detroit, lost to OT, and Seattle played a really bad game. But Seattle's kind of had Detroit's number all year. And then Detroit just shit on Atlanta and obviously beat the Chiefs. So I love Detroit here. I think Detroit is the much better team, much better running team against a Packers team that can't really stop the run. Packers are also suffering a lot of injuries. So I think the biggest thing is it's at Lambeau. It's super hard to win at Lambeau. But last year, all the Packers had to do was beat the Lions at Lambeau with everyone healthy, with Aaron Rodgers, and they couldn't do it. So I think Detroit has their number this year. I think Detroit wins this game by 10, 14 points. So I'm going to take Detroit on the spread. If you actually want to bet it, take Detroit money line. It's minus 120. It's better than the minus 1.5. We've seen too many times games end at 1. So just take Lions money line minus 120. Over under, I agree with Ethan. It's probably an under game. Again, divisional prime time games. You just got to go with the stats and the trends to go under. But I think Detroit wins this game pretty easily, and it's one of my favorite bets of the weekend.
I'll take the under too. And Ethan, I got some yes/no questions for you. Did the Packers offense get better this year?
No.
Did the Lions defense get better this year?
Yes.
Did the Lions beat the Packers in Lambeau last year?
They did.
Okay, moving on to the next game. I'm with you guys, man. Divisional under, but I am also taking the Lions. I won't spend any more time on it, but that's my thought there. Ethan, do you have a rebuttal?
No, I hope you guys are right. I hope I'm wrong.
I hope so too, man. I hope so too. But if we're going to the other side of the pond, the Falcons, their honeymoon is in England playing the Jaguars. Jaguars are 3-point favorites. Over under set at 43. This game, I believe, 8:30 in the morning for Central Time. Is that 9:30 for you guys?
Yep.
Not bad. Not bad. Wyatt, what do you think, man?
Well, Jacksonville lost me a lot of money last weekend, not going to lie. I think they disappointed a lot of people. I am boycotting Jacksonville in fantasy. I had both Calvin Ridley and Trevor Lawrence. Had a phenomenal week one. I was very pleased. Week 2 sucked. Week 3 sucked. So benching both of them. Well, not to talk too much about it, but I do have Kamara back, which I will be in the place of Ridley. And then I am going to start Tua, which will probably have a terrible week. But Jacksonville, what the hell are they doing, man? A divisional game, they got beat up by.
Are you saying
Houston.
they didn't expect the Texans to blow them out?
I don't think so. I don't think they were expecting that at all. I don't think anyone was expecting that. So terrible start. I know a lot of people have a lot of money, including myself, on Jacksonville to win that division. Oh my God, do they suck? But Atlanta sucks even harder. So I'm going to take Jacksonville. I know it's at wherever the hell it is over in Europe somewhere. I'm going to take Jacksonville -3. I don't love it, but they're just a better team. I just don't know if they're going to come out and play. So Jacksonville -3. I'm going to take the under of 46. It's travel. Jacksonville looked terrible. So did Falcons, all on offense last week. So I'm going to take the under, but Jacksonville on the spread.
Oh, this game is so hard. Yeah, so it is in London. I do love the London games. I love getting an extra full game to watch on Sundays. Slight lean towards Jacksonville -3. What worries me is they play in London all the time and they're dog shit when they play in London. I believe they've only won one game over there. But I do just think they are better than the Falcons. It's also a unique spot for Jacksonville. They're spending 2 weeks in London or 10 days or whatever. They're playing back-to-back games in London. So I think they're going to want to come out and try to kind of get back on schedule and take the Falcons and then try to catch Buffalo in a bad spot, which is a horrible spot for Buffalo next week. I love the Jags next week, but we'll get into that a week from now. But yeah, I slightly lean on Jacksonville. Don't really love it. Would take the under here just because time difference, travel. Think both teams probably come out a little bit slower in this one. So under is my favorite play. Yeah, I'll probably end up playing that, but slightly into Jacksonville. Won't get involved with the side.
Like the under, the Falcons are just one of the most run-heavy teams in the entire league, and Jaguars' offense hasn't looked good. But there is one stat that you guys are leaving out about the difference in this game. T-Law's got the London look. I'm going to take Jaguars -3, man. They have to turn around at some point. We thought they had like one of the easiest schedules, and they're starting 1-2. Just got no touchdowns against the Chiefs and then obliterated against the Texans. This is a must-win game for them. They lose these 3 games in a row against 2 teams that they should have beat. Alarms are going to be going off.
Ben, you know what you missed, though?
What I miss?
Atlanta has the London on their team, Drake London.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Take the over. All right, the next game, another divisional game. The Commies, they are at the Eagles. Eagles are 8.5-point favorites. Over under set at 43.5. I've been taking the Eagles all year long, and it's been working out. I'm very nervous, guys, about this game. 8.5 for a divisional game. That scares me quite a bit. But at the same time, I'm looking at the Commies, and I just don't trust their quarterback, man, against this Eagles defense, and they're going to have a trouble running the ball. But the Eagles offense hasn't looked great either. And Washington has a pretty decent defense, but I'm going to roll with the Eagles still. I'll take the Eagles -8.5. Wyatt, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm with you. Eagles -8.5. They finally, I mean, they didn't look like last year's self, but they look better than they did week 1 and week 2 last week
Mhm.
when they or was it Monday night when they beat the Bucks or whoever they
Yeah.
played. They look good there. Better. Also the Bucks, I knew their wheels were going to come off their wagon pretty quickly. So did like you took Philly last weekend, so that one felt good. But I'm going to take them again, -8.5. I know it's a lot, but I love the under in this game at 43.5. I think it's going to be a very similar game to Commanders Bills last weekend, I believe.
Mhm.
I think it was like a 31-3 game or something
They got
ridiculous like
whooped.
that. Yeah, I think Philly's going to win in very similar fashion, probably like, I don't know, 24-6, I'll say. I think
Yeah.
Philly's going to win it, run the ball out late in the second half. So this game, I love the under. 43.5 seems like a lock divisional game. I just think Philly's going to blow them out. I would be tempted to take Philly on an alternate spread up to like 13.5, 14 points. So I think Philly's going to get it done. I'll take a -8.5.
Yeah, Philly hurt me on Monday. Loved Philly early in the week, flipped over to Tampa. Turns out it was a really public dog. Never had a chance. Wrong side. Love Washington in this spot. Absolutely love Washington. One of my favorite plays. Week 1, Washington kind of had to fight pretty hard to get past Arizona, who turns out Arizona is maybe not quite as bad as what everyone thought.
Yeah.
Week 2 had that huge comeback against Denver, exerted a lot of energy in the second half to get that win, which then I think they came out flat against Buffalo, had 5 turnovers. You're never going to win a game that way. Like you guys said, got absolutely obliterated. But I think there was a little look ahead there to this Philly game. Again, I think they exerted a lot of energy against Denver the week before. So just think that was a horrible spot against Buffalo. Wish I would have realized that last week and bet Buffalo. But yeah, I think this is way too many points. I think they keep it close. Last year, Washington went in to Philadelphia when Philly was undefeated, beat them outright, I think by like 13 or something, 11. Not going to call for the outright upset win, but I do think Philly's worse than they were last year. I'm waiting for regression. I still like their under 11.5 wins on the year, so I think they're going to start losing some games here. And lastly, Commanders have the Bears on deck after this game. No look ahead. They can sleepwalk into that game and get a win. The Bears should not even be an NFL team this year. They're awful. So yeah, I love the Commanders in this game, and then love the under too for all the reasons you guys said. Running, good defense, divisional game. Love the under. Love Washington.
I can't blame you too much. That's a lot of points in a divisional game. So I can't fault you there, Ethan. But the Ravens, they head to Cleveland to face the Browns. Browns are 3-point favorites. Over under is set at 40.5. Ethan, what are we thinking about the Brownies?
Yeah, so I believe this game opened Baltimore 2.5 favorite, and it got completely flipped to the Browns. What do you say they are now? Are they 2.5 still?
They're 3.
3, yeah. So that's been a big point move there. This is tough.
Another
At
divisional game.
3, yeah, I mean, I just don't love the spot for Baltimore. We talked about it last week. I loved the Colts last week. The Colts saved my ass. I had a ton of money on them, but I loved them because the Ravens were in this bad spot of at the Bengals before the Colts game, and now they're at the Browns, at the Steelers. So they have 3 road divisional games in 4 weeks. So I just don't love the scheduling spot. I'm gonna lean Cleveland in this game. I think Cleveland is the best defense in the NFL right now. They look really good. I think offensively they're fine. I like the under probably the most in this game. Divisional AFC North, usually low scoring, hard fought. Yeah, man, it is so like me to take the Ravens with the points, but someone's just telling me Browns this week. Not enough to bet it, but
Yeah, this is I mean, the AFC North, man, it's a freaking gauntlet. All of those teams are, I think, almost identical. But I agree. I think Cleveland is just a better team. -3, I'll take that at home. I mean, that seems I'll pick them on at a neutral site. I think the Browns are just a better team. So I think -3 is the play. You probably going to get the 3.5 come kickoff. So probably hop on that now. I actually really like this over though at 40.5. I know it's a divisional game. I get it. I know it's the AFC North. I get it. But Cleveland's been putting up some points, which we haven't seen in a while. They're putting up, 20, 27 points a game. Obviously, they're not letting up much. Their defense, as you said, Ethan, is phenomenal. But Baltimore's also been scoring a lot too. So I think everyone's going to think this game's going to be somewhat low scoring. I think this is going to be like 28-24 Cleveland. I think this is going to be pretty high scoring back and forth. I think Lamar maybe figures it out a little bit more than he has this year. So I really like this over. One of my favorite plays is the over in that game. But Cleveland -3 will be my bet on the spread.
I like the under, just historical AFC North. I kind of like both defenses. Obviously, love the Browns. Ravens, I'm still a little skeptical about. But we did just see the Browns last week. They played the Titans, which is a team that likes running the ball and relying on their defense, which is the same MO as the Ravens. And they beat them like 28-3, something like that. They just blew out the Titans. So I'm also on the Browns with you guys for this game.
One thing I failed to mention too, Browns are on a bye week next week, so they can give all their effort to this game and move
I like
on.
that even more now. The Dolphins head to Buffalo to face the Bills. Bills are 2.5-point favorites. Over under set at 54. It's the highest point total of the week. I can't believe the Dolphins are getting points after just beating a team by 50. Give me the Dolphins. Give me the Dolphins. I know the Bills just rolled the Commanders, but Dolphins are 3-0, and their defense or their offense hasn't been stopped by a defense yet. I know they got slowed by New England, but they weren't stopped by any means. And you got Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle possibly coming back. He's practicing again, and that running back duo is just getting better. So I'm going to go. I can't believe I'm getting points with the Dolphins, so I'm all over that. Ethan, what do you think?
Love this game. One of my favorites of the week. Bills -2.5. Love it. Or -3. I would shop for 2.5. I like that better, but love the under as well. Both these teams have been putting up points like crazy. Obviously, the Dolphins with the 70-point game, I have to fade the Dolphins after a game like that. The value just, to me, can't be on Miami, and it can't be on the over just after that recency bias. And the Bills have been putting up points. I mean, they had 37 this past week, 38 the week before. I won't count week one. They only had 16, but against a good Jets defense. But yeah, divisional game. I just think it slows down a little bit. The Dolphins' real defense, only defense that they faced is New England, where they did put up 24. So Buffalo would have to score, 31 to get this total to go over. I think it's going to be lower scoring than that. I think Buffalo's defense is for real. I think Buffalo's offense is going to be able to succeed against Miami's defense, because I don't think Miami's defense is all that great. I mean, they did give up 20 points to Denver, which Denver can't really score that much. Gave up 20 or 17 to the Patriots. Patriots aren't some offensive juggernaut. And then gave up 34 to the Chargers. So I think Buffalo can score in this game. I think they can do enough to win this game and cover. As of right now, obviously my opinion has changed throughout the days of the first couple of weeks here, but as of right now, Buffalo is probably my favorite play of the weekend. Love Buffalo, love the under as well. I'll be betting them both.
Toughest game of the week by far, probably the most public game of the week as well. I love the under 54.5. I haven't even looked at the money, but I can tell you right now, public is going to be heavy on the over, heavy on Miami. It's just how it rolls. After Miami, almost set an NFL record, beating a team by 50 points. That was funny. I tweeted out in the second quarter of that game that Miami might win by 50, and of course they win by 50. So all those Denver plus 49.5 bettors. I'm sorry, that's a tough loss, but. But I love the under 54.5. Last year, both these games, I think one was 21-19. And the other one was something just like that. They're both in the 40s. Both games were determined by 3 points or less. So if I do bet a side in this game, it's going to be a money line as opposed to a spread. It's just not worth messing around with spreads in this game. But for the purpose of the graphic, I think it's going to be a really close game. I'm going to take Miami plus 2.5. I hate it, but I think it's going to be a 1-2 point game. Right around that 40 mark, somewhat like last year, like a 19-20, 19-21 type of game. So for the point of this, I think the spread's going to get down close to a pick 'em because they're going to be flying in on Miami in this game. So I think 2.5 is not going to last very long. I'll take it right now. 2.5. Probably won't bet it, but for the purpose of the graphic, Miami plus 2.5.
Appreciate it.
We do a quick moment of silence for sports betting education, who did actually lose that Denver plus 49.5 at minus 1 billion. Thank you.
Fuck that guy.
Amon-Ra
Wow.
St. Brown was the priest for that one, that moment of silence. The Bucks head down to New Orleans to face the Saints. Saints are 3.5-point favorites. Over/under set at 40.5. Another divisional game, guys. I'm taking the Bucks and the points. This is a Jameis Winston revenge game also, because I don't think Derek Carr is playing. I think the Bucks outright win. So the fact I can get over a field goal, I love it. Wyatt, what do you think?
Another tough game. Bucks kind of got exposed. They did put the Eagles, but they got exposed. They were 2-0. Now they're, they look like they're what everyone thought they were going to be. Saints are getting Kamara back, so that's a big story. Obviously, they were without Jamal Williams, so they have a third string running back. Now they have Kamara, who I know hasn't been able to practice all year, which is, I didn't realize that's how suspensions work. I guess in the preseason he could, just not during the regular season. Same thing with Jameson Williams, I believe. But he's back. I believe he came back today, Wednesday. So he's back with the team. Obviously, that's a huge push for the Saints. But I agree with you. I think Tampa Bay at +3. I know they looked really bad Monday against the Eagles, but I still think they're a solid squad. I love Baker. Mike Evans is wide receiver 2 right now in fantasy. So I got him in the 4th, 5th, 6th. I forget what round it was, deep. So he's doing my team wonders right now. And I think Tampa Bay is going to have themselves a day. I think the Saints are a little overrated. Saints do keep it close. So I think it is going to be a close game. I like Tampa +3. If you can get +3.5, I doubt it's floating around, but I would love that. And I'm actually going to go, I hate it, but I'm going to dabble with the over in this at 40.5. I think both teams are just very equally matched, both on offense and defense. I think this could get into a kind of back and forth, higher scoring game. So I'll dabble with the over at 4.5, but I do like Bucks at +3.
Yeah, I'm disagreeing with you guys a lot so far this episode. I like the Saints. I like them quite a bit. My favorite bet in this game, however, is Mike Williams, Marshawn Lattimore over 0.5 fights. They probably don't make it into the second half. What'd I say?
Mike Williams.
Oh, Mike
ACL
Evans.
boy.
Yeah, my other Mike on my fantasy team. Yeah, I hope Mike makes it all the way. Mike Evans makes it all the way through the game for fantasy purposes. But yeah, I do like the Saints. I like Kamara coming back. I actually like this better if Jameis is playing over Derek Carr, which it should be. I've had a separated AC joint before in my shoulder. No way I would have been playing the next week. Is that throwing shoulder or for Derek Carr?
I think so. It looks like he landed on his right.
That's what I thought too. The right.
So, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. He's tougher than I am. Well, he's also making a shit ton of money to go play. I was making minimum wage to go to my job, but anyway, yeah, I mean, that's a tough injury to come back from in a week. So I would actually prefer Jameis Winston. I do like the revenge game that you mentioned, Ben. Yeah, I think the Saints are like, Ben, we talked about it earlier, just as like mid as it gets. Yeah, they're not great. They're not terrible. I think, they easily could have won against the Packers. They blew it late. But this spread's probably 5 points if they end up winning that game. So I think we're getting a little value on the Saints. Bucks are on a short week too after the Monday night game. So I just see the Saints winning this one by 4, 5, 6 points, somewhere in there. I think it is low scoring. I like the under. 2 defenses that are better than their respected offenses. Think they will try to get Kamara involved with running the ball. Rashad White, I think, has a lot of carries. And, I mean, he did play a good run defense in Philly, but did not look very good. So, yeah, I just see this a lower scoring Saints win and cover.
NFL, I hope you were listening. Ethan said he will fight Marshawn Lattimore for the low cost of just a few $1 million.
Absolutely, I will. And if it keeps Mike Evans in the ball game,
Yeah, he'll do it. He'll take one
I'll
for
do
the
it.
team.
Oh, I forget. Is Lattimore still in the league?
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
Still? Okay. So we got that to look forward to. God,
Mhm.
can you bet on them to get personal fouls?
you
Should be
should
able
be able
to.
to.
Yeah.
You can
That's
bet on
what,
soccer to
probably
get cards.
minus 750.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Vikings head out to Carolina to face the Panthers. Panthers are 4-point home dogs. Over under set at 45.5. Wyatt, do the Vikings finally win a game?
Well, Ethan gave out some great advice last week. Vikings, I believe, was minus 130. Is that
Mhm.
what it was? They are now minus 185. So great jump early on that. I know a lot of my high school boys jumped on that as well. So great find there. Minnesota is just a better team. However, I will be rooting for Minnesota money line for Ethan and for my boys, but I think Carolina +4 is going to be the play here. I kind of hope Dalton is the QB. I think he is. I think Bryce Young is still out. I'm not sure if that's true. But I love it. I mean, Carolina, as we said, the line jumped in favor of Minnesota. So Carolina was probably a 1.5 point favorite back then. They're now at +4. I think Vegas got it right at the beginning. I love betting on a team that has a backup quarterback. I think Ethan does too. So I like Carolina +4. It's pretty gross, pretty ugly. Minnesota's by far the better team, but I'll take the Panthers with Andy Dalton. In regards to the over-under, I mean, I just take the over in Vikings game until it proves not to hit. So I guess I'll go with the over. I don't love it, but do kind of like Carolina +4.
Yeah, the exact quote from Frank Reich on if Bryce Young is going to play, I don't know yet. So zero help there. I hope it's Bryce Young for my sake, for your buddy's sake. Would much rather have Minnesota play against Bryce Young in this game than I would Andy Dalton. I'll lean the Vikings. I just think the Vikings are just playing with a ton of urgency. I mean, we always hear each year teams that go 0-2 have like a slim chance to make the playoffs. 0-3, it's like I think it's only happened 4 times that a team has made the playoffs after going 0-3. 0-4, kiss it goodbye. So, I mean, I think this is as must win as it gets for Minnesota. Even though last week was probably a must win, but it was a must win for the Chargers as well. Yeah, if it's Bryce Young, I love the -4. If it's Andy Dalton, I would be a little bit more hesitant. But yeah, I still just think Minnesota's the way better team. Offensively, I don't think Carolina's going to be able to keep up, especially if Bryce Young is playing. I would lean the under. Everything just is so contingent on who's the quarterback here. If it's Andy Dalton, I'll go over. If it's Bryce Young, I'm staying under. If it's Bryce Young, I would look at Panthers team total under. I just don't think he can really put up points yet at this stage in his NFL career, even though the Vikings defense isn't very great. But yeah, I'm just hoping the Vikings win this game. Don't care about the points. I'll lay it for the graphic with Minnesota, but just win the game.
I agree, man. I think it's gonna be the over just because the Minnesota is scoring like crazy and their defense allows points like crazy. So let Carolina eat. I am gonna go with Minnesota. I'm gonna go with the Vikings in the -4. They're going to win this game. I said that about the Cowboys also, but that one was not as super urgent because they were 2-0 going into it. They got caught. You're not getting caught when you're 0-3. Like, you have to go out there and win. So they're going to win. I'm going to take the chance that they win by more than 4. Because at that point, if they're going to lose, then you have such little space. You only got a 4-point window to cover. So I'm going to take the Vikings and the points.
I like it.
The Broncos head to Chicago to face the Bears. Bears are 3.5-point home dogs. Over under set at 45.5. Ethan, both of these teams have won Super Bowls before.
Can't believe the Lions haven't.
Yeah. Gross. Puke in my mouth game of the week.
I think I'm gonna vomit.
Disgusting. Absolutely gross. Pass. Actually, I have a strong lean in this game. I could never put money on it, which means I'll probably end up putting money on it. I am not backing the Bears again this year, so it would have to be Denver here. But I just don't want to lay points on the road with Denver, especially over a field goal. So yeah, I don't know. I just the Bears are bad.
They're
I mean,
bad.
like they might be historically bad. They are. Yeah, I think in a weird way we might be catching some value on Denver because they just got absolutely smoked by Miami. I think Denver, some of the older guys in that locker room are going to want to come out and just shake that embarrassment and come out here and just do to the Bears what Miami just did to them. Um, and I just think Denver, talent wise on that team, is way more. I mean, I can't say enough how just god awful Chicago is. So yeah, Denver minus the 3.5, whatever we're sitting at right now. I'll actually go over here, as gross as that sounds too, but I just don't trust either
Yuck.
defense either. I mean, Denver just gave up 70. I think they quit in that game. Um, yeah, I don't know. There could be turnovers that help with the over. Not a strong lean on the total at all, but I actually do like Denver quite a bit.
We're lucky at the beginning of the year that this was not a primetime game. For everyone sucking the Broncos and the Bears private parts, thank God Goodell did not make this a primetime game, because this is, like you said, puke-worthy trash, whatever you want to call it. These teams suck.
You know why they didn't make this one prime time?
Because it's next week.
Yeah. Bears Commanders Thursday night.
Thank God. I actually really, really, really like this over, like Ethan, 40.5. Really like it. Might be my favorite point total of the weekend. We all saw Denver has no defense, but we all saw Denver kind of score some points. Bears are god awful. Like, we all agree, but they can score. They have the ability to score. We saw it last year, glimpses of it last year. I think this game is going to be very back and forth, very high scoring. I think this could be 28-31 type of game, but it is gross. It's probably a square, but I'm going to take Chicago plus 3.5 at home. It just, you get the hook, but I think everyone's agreeing with that.
There he goes.
It's bad.
It's bad. Are you going to do what Ben did after eating the egg? You get a trash bag. It's bad. It's square, but I mean, I don't know. I can't take I think Broncos at minus the hook is even worse. I don't know. It's for the graphic, give me Bears. I'm not going to bet it. Bears plus 3.5, but I love the over. I will be betting the over, maybe a couple unit plays there. I absolutely love this over.
I trust one side of the ball on one team. That's the Denver defense. And they just got 70 put up on them. So let me say that too. This game is so bad. Nobody's going to watch this game outside of people that like being in pain and Broncos and Bears fans. So I'm going to take the Broncos. I think they're better. The Bears, you have to do something for me to pick you. I mean, Justin Fields was out there. That game was over before it even started. I mean, I know the Chiefs kind of piled on early, but they weren't even trying after a while.
Where the hell are all the Bears fans? Where do those people go? Where are they? I thought Justin Fields was the MVP. I thought they were going to win the NFC North. I thought they were going to make the playoffs. Holy hell!
I knew
Pretty
they weren't making
silent
the
in
playoffs.
Chicago.
I knew they weren't making the playoffs because I listened to these guys over at Better and Green. They told me all off season.
True.
Fucking studs.
Wyatt, I'll say to you what I said to Ben when he backed the Bears last week. Have fun. Because I did it week 2 and it was miserable.
You did.
Absolutely
You did say
miserable.
I did it week 1, so.
So we've all gotten burned by the Bears. Separate week.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't your own team that's putting up 41-0 against your pick. Like, God damn it, guys. I love you, but this sucks. The Bengals head to Tennessee to face the Titans. Titans are 2.5-point dogs. Over under set at 40.5. Are the Bengals back, Ethan?
I'm not going to say the Bengals are back. I was not impressed by their Monday night game against the Rams. However, I do think they're working back to. I don't think they'll be where they were the last couple of years this season, but I think they're going to be working back towards a respectable team. So I do like Bengals -2.5 here. I think getting that win against the Rams, that first win of the season out of the way, is kind of going to jumpstart them. Tennessee, on the other hand, couldn't do anything against Cleveland's defense, which can't really blame them. Not a lot of teams are going to be able to do much on that defense. But yeah, I just think 2.5 is kind of a gift for how the Bengals have performed so far this year. It's still Joe Burrow. It's still Jamar Chase. It's still T. Higgins, even though T. Higgins kind of sucked on Monday. But
It's Kadarius Toney out there.
yeah,
No
he
joke,
was.
dude.
Yeah. Their defense looked good. Sam Hubbard, when he wanted to get in the backfield, he was doing it every time. And also not Hubbard. It was the other guy who came over from the
Henderson?
Saints. Henderson. Yeah. Yeah, he looked really good. Also, Tennessee has the Colts on deck. I mean, not that the Colts are a good team, but that division's wide open. So I do think Tennessee could look ahead at pretty much every divisional game just because I think their shot right now is as good of any as of winning that division. So, yeah, I'll lay out here with the Bengals. I think it's a short price on them, even though I'm not too impressed with what I've seen. And then, I mean, the Bengals are just, their offense is going to click one game and they're going to put up 40 themselves. I'm going to bank on it not being this week. I think this stays under the total. I don't think Tennessee is going to be able to put up too many points with old man Henry and company. And I'll just bank on the Bengals not putting it all together offensively, but slight lean on that total there.
Yeah, Bengals -2.5. Pretty short, straight, obvious. Old man Henry, were we right on that one again? Why did I draft that dumbass? 2 points last week. Well done, the king. Holy hell, that guy sucks.
2 more than I thought he would have at this point in the year.
It's true. I thought his leg would be broken in half.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it short. Bengals better team. I don't think the Titans secondary is good at all. Last year they're the worst in the league. I'm not sure what they are this year. So I also agree, Ethan, the under, but again, I probably won't play that just because, like you said, since he's bound to explode. Tennessee, I know, has a bad secondary, so very well could be this game, but I think I'm going to agree with you, the under. Yeah, Tennessee should win this, I think, pretty handily. Sorry, Bengals should win this pretty handily. Jesus, I'm still in Hawaii, man.
That's all right, man. That's all right. I'm
still
taking
noon for Wyatt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 1 o'clock.
I'm taking the under with you guys. But fun fact, you guys probably won't believe me, but I met DeAndre Hopkins today. Or at least I thought I did until I remembered I worked at a nursing home and it was somebody completely different.
And
looked
Henry
exactly like him.
Henry was crying in the other room.
He was
asking for his wheelchair.
He was. Yeah. He was enjoying some lunch. I mean, it was all over his face and clothes, but but it's good to see the gang back together. Take the Bengals, dude. You gotta take the Bengals in this game, right? They're starting to look a little better. They might not be back, but they're playing the Titans. Let's move on with these guys.
Move on.
All right. The Rams head to Indianapolis to face the Colts. Colts are 1-point favorites, over under set at 47. Wyatt, this is an ugly game.
Another one. It's very similar to that Bucs Saints game, in my opinion. I don't really know what side to pick. Rams seems obvious. I think everyone's. I don't know. I'm gonna take Colts at home. Rams just seemed obvious. I don't have a whole lot of reasoning. I'm gonna take the Colts. They looked fine last week. I'm worried that might have been a fluke, but I'll take Colts. Hopefully, Concussion Boy's back because I do think he actually is better than Minshew. So I'll take Colts. I'll go with the over of 47. Rams can score. They throw the ball 50 times a game. Colts are notorious for scoring a decent amount of points. So I'll take the over of 47 and the Colts -1.
I like the Rams quite a bit. I think the Rams win this game, especially if Anthony Richardson plays. Part of that injured player theory, I love playing the first game when the quarterback is out. I love playing against the first game that he's back. So if he is back, I think the Colts just have a little bit of extra confidence after getting that outright win against Baltimore. Also, just talked about in the Tennessee game, they have Tennessee on deck. Everything I just said for Tennessee is in play here for the Colts as well. They are thinking they probably have a chance to win that division. So a non-conference game for them. They obviously want to win it, but just not nearly as important. I think it's just a tougher spot for Indy right here. So I'll take LA. I was pretty impressed with LA. I think they probably beat Cincy 5 times out of 10. I think that was kind of a coin flip matchup. Stafford looks really good this year for being on the waiting list at Ben's nursing home. And I mean, Donald looked good. Ben, you bet him to have over 0.75 sacks. I think he ended up with at least 2, maybe.
He looked like a beast.
He looked good. Their receivers are looking good. Although I did say Puka Nacua was going to have a down week. Or was kind of selling on him. He did, but Tutu Atwell looks good. Higbee looks good. So, yeah, I think the Rams are ultimately going to be a better team than the Colts. I think it's a short price after that win against Baltimore. I think it's a bad spot for Indy. So give me the Rams. Yeah, I think Richardson's going to play. I'll take the over here. I think Richardson can put up some points for the Colts. I think the Rams can move the ball fine. I like the over.
This game's weird because it's one of those teams that like never play each other. It's a very low scoring game, and those are usually reserved for the divisional games. This is 2 teams in completely different conferences playing. I love me some Stat Padford. And while I usually in games like this, I will lean the home team like you, Wyatt, but I'm thinking the Rams have that coaching edge. So I am going to go with the Rams. This game's just a pick on coin flip. I like the Rams in this game. I just wish they had a dynamic player like Cam Akers on their team that could really change the course of this game.
Where did he go again?
Minnesota.
Their bench. Oh, yeah.
Quickly, what are your thoughts on that? Sorry to get completely off topic. I know we're
My thoughts on that, I own Alexander Madison, so I am beyond pissed off.
Because I know you're high on Akers, weren't you?
Yes. Yeah. I think
it wasn't fitting. Yeah, it'll be fine.
They gave up on him.
Yeah, easily. They gave up on him last year.
Yeah.
He has got to be a monster headache in the locker room. That's all I can figure.
That was really weird.
Something has to be wrong with him. Either he hates the coaches or the players hate him, or it could be both.
I mean, he had 22 carries week 1. So I don't think it's a health issue.
No.
This dude, he's just...
Yeah. He probably just bitches after not getting the ball. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's probably it. They said, well, you had 22 carries for like 32 yards. What the hell do you want us to do? Yeah. I don't care. Cam Akers is that guy.
Yeah.
The Steelers head to Houston to face the Texans. Texans are 3-point home dogs. Over under set at 42.5. Give me the Steelers. That defense has looked great. I know the offense has had trouble, and the Texans are coming off a big win against Jacksonville. The problem with the Texans, it's not like they face the Jaguars, and if you don't have a great offense and your defense lets up points, then that's a good recipe for success for them. This is the exact opposite. So they're both going to struggle offensively, but the Steelers have a great defense. CJ Stroud's rookie. Dude can't read, so he's going to throw some interceptions. I'm going to say that every week until the end of the season. I'm taking the Steelers. It's only a field goal. I think that they get it. Wyatt, what do you think?
Yeah. Gross. I hate it. I despise Stroud. However, he actually hasn't looked that bad. I know. I did pick up Tank Dell, who's been unreal.
Yeah, good pickup.
I hate it. I'm gonna take Houston +3 at home. I hate it. They look like they're kind of clicking offensively. They don't have shit for defense, but they're kind of clicking offensively. Steelers, great defense. Offense is meh. Like I don't know. They just don't have the guys on offense. Najee Harris sucks. I don't know if that's a word that can't be used on YouTube, but he sucks. Pickens is underperforming. Fairmouth sucks. Pickett is, I don't know. Sucks. Yeah. So I'm going to take Texans +3. I like the under a lot, 42.5. This could be a game where we bet no touchdowns in the game, maybe like a 9-6 type of winners for Houston. But I'm going to take them +3. I think it's going to be a very low scoring, ugly game.
Yeah, I actually quite like Houston plus the points here. Terrible spot, in my opinion, for Pittsburgh. That back-to-back back-to-back primetime games. and then they have Baltimore on deck, divisional game. Obviously, we've talked about the AFC North enough, tough every time. They were 2-0 on prime time, but should have lost to the Browns. Those 2 defensive touchdowns won it for them. Luckily, I was on Pittsburgh in that game. I had no business winning that bet. They looked absolutely atrocious. I actually fell asleep at halftime for this past Sunday night game. Didn't even really care to watch it at all. I was excited to watch Pittsburgh this year, and they just suck. They're like very hard to watch. TJ Watt's fun to watch, but other than that, like offensively, just anemic. So I think CJ Stroud actually looks really good. I was dead wrong on him. Obviously, it's only been 3 weeks, so he could still be a bust, but hasn't thrown a pick yet, I don't believe. I think he looks really good. I think Houston could be a little bit better than we expected them to be. At home, too. Yeah, I like Houston plus the points. Wouldn't be shocked if they went outright. Bad spot for Pittsburgh. Total, I can't take an over in a Pittsburgh game, so I will go under, but I don't know. Houston can put up some points.
You know where CJ Stroud is a menace? Any restaurant that has a bunch of menus, like a really thick menu.
Factory.
Yeah. Yeah. He is not popular there.
He just sees the Oreo logo on the Oreo cheesecake. It's that.
That's the one, man. The blue logo. Blue logo boy. The Raiders head to Los Angeles to face the Chargers. Chargers are 5.5-point favorites. Over-under set at 48.5. AFC West matchup. Wyatt, what do you think?
One of those games I was kind of going back and forth. I'm going to take the Raiders plus 5.5 on the road. Really expecting Josh Jacobs to finally have himself a touchdown or a game worthwhile. So I think the Raiders win outright in this game, to be honest. I don't love the Chargers this year. I think the Chargers are down. I was saying it before. I know Ethan was saying that as well. Don't love the Chargers at all. So I think the Raiders, they have a decent squad. Devontae Adams is unguardable at this point. He may be, I know he's not the best fantasy wide receiver in the league. He had 40 points last week, so he might be close, but he's unguardable. So I think with him and Jimmy G connecting, and then hopefully Josh Jacobs gets it going, I think Vegas can win this game. So I love the spread at plus 5.5. Also love the under, 48.5. Love that under. I think Raiders win this like 16-9.
I don't know. I really don't know. Tough for me to lay points with the Chargers when Brandon Staley is their coach. But also Josh McDaniel proved that he's kind of a dumbass too. When he kicked that field goal to turn a touchdown game into a touchdown game. So, yeah, no clue what's going on here. I'll back the Raiders. This game, I really have no great feel on it. Mike Williams is down for the Chargers. Eckler's banged up. Not sure if he'll play or how effective he'll be. I am, the guy that says running backs are dime a dozen, but Josh Kelly has sucked in Eckler's place. Eckler is kind of that Christian McCaffrey 2.0, where he's just a little bit more dynamic than most running backs, where he does make a little bit of a difference in that offense, mostly in the passing game. But yeah, just not sure. I think the Chargers are just a little bit banged up, divisional game. So I'll just lean the 5.5 here. Don't love anything in it. I'll take the under in a divisional game and with those injuries to that explosive Chargers offense. But the way these coaches have been coaching, I mean, this probably flies over. They'll just go for it on their own 2-yard line and kick field goals when they shouldn't. And yeah, who knows? Bad coaching matchup here.
Did you say Eckler McCaffrey 2.0? Did you mean like McCaffrey 0.5?
Wait.
He's half of McCaffrey.
Oh. Yeah,
yeah, he's still unbelievable. But
yeah.
Of course, a 1-year I draft him, he plays 1 week. So.
Yeah. Same style.
Yeah. I got you. McCaffrey's better, though. You agree?
Yeah.
What are you hesitated on that?
Throw Eckler on that team. We'll see.
Sure, but throw Eckler on the Panthers.
I think he'd do all right.
What year is this in Eckler's career? 3, 4?
No, probably
No, he's been
McCaffrey's been
around.
doing
6, 7.
Has he?
He's like 27, I think.
That mother effer. As soon as I draft him, I've always been worried about that guy's injuries, just like McCaffrey. But I drafted McCaffrey 2 years ago. He played 3 games. So.
Right.
Anyway, sorry.
Eckler is
McCaffrey's
practicing this
longevity
week.
is better. Yeah.
You better, because my team's in shambles.
Mine too, brother. Mine too. I'm taking the team with the better quarterback playing at home. I don't trust Josh McDaniels at all. I don't think Josh Jacobs gets back on track this year. I was a big Josh Jacobs hater coming in. You guys know that.
Yep.
Devontae Adams, he'll eat. Jimmy G probably doesn't throw 3 interceptions again. But can we say that for sure? No. Chargers don't play defense, so probably not. But they just need a couple turnovers. Mike Williams' injury doesn't hurt me at all because they have Quentin Johnston, who they don't use, who is literally the same guy. So congratulations, you drafted a guy to replace a guy you paid a lot of money.
To replace a guy they knew was not going to play
Yes.
most of the season.
Yeah, but they keep him anyways.
Yeah.
The
And I draft him. Well, we all do. Right?
Shut up. I was going to say me too. It's been a fun year. I don't even put any guys in the IR spot. I just dump them straight immediately. Bye, Nick Chubb. Bye, Mike Williams. Cardinals head to San Francisco to face the 49ers. 49ers are the biggest favorites of the week at -14. Over-under set at 44. The Cardinals can't cover again, can they, Ethan?
I don't think they can this week. I don't often lay this much chalk in the NFL, but I'll lay it with San Fran. Again, I forgot what game I mentioned this with, the Saints, I think. If Dallas comes and blows the doors off the Cardinals, this game's probably a 17-point spread. So I do think we're getting a little value on San Fran. I mean, there's not much to say here. This is the best team in the NFL against what's still probably the worst team. Well, other than the Bears, the second worst team in the NFL. Yeah, I think the Cowboys overlooked them, honestly. Who knows? The Cowboys, their 2 wins were against the Jets without Rodgers and the Giants. So it's tough to say if they're actually as good as they looked in the first 2 weeks. But yeah, I just think Cowboys didn't really care and got caught. So I will lay with the Niners here. My only concern is that the Niners do have that Dallas team on deck. And I do think that is going to be a pretty big game. So they could take their foot off the pedal in the second half, but I just don't think it's going to matter much. Like you said, Ben, the Cardinals 3-0 against the spread. Just don't think they cover again here. So we'll lay it with the Niners. And for the total, I didn't even see what the total was at here.
44.
44. Ooh, man. I'm going to go under. I think, like I said, San Fran maybe takes their foot off the gas at the end. I think Cardinals are probably going to struggle against this defense, even though they move the ball just fine on Dallas's defense. Just think San Fran's going to find a way to shut them down. So we'll lean under, lean San Fran. Don't love either play.
Going to do this one really quick here. San Fran's going to cover -14. The final is going to be 33-6, and it's going to go under.
Nice.
You heard it here. That's definitive. I like the under as well. The 49ers are better on every side of the ball. I am taking the 14. I think it's possible the San Fran defense scores more than the Arizona offense. So I don't have much concerns about this. Didn't have much concerns last week against the Cowboys either. Take that into account. It's a divisional game, which does worry me a little bit. But it's Shanahan, and he knows the Cardinals. You said they might be the worst team in the league, but then you said the Bears. The Bears have better players. They just don't play well together. The Cardinals have the worst team on paper.
It's got to update that Connor is questionable now as well. So
Oh, perfect.
And well, they could have the combo of Hollywood Brown and what's his face from the Chiefs, Tony. That could have been the worst duo in history, but they just have Hollywood, which is almost as bad.
You're right. Why? The Patriots head to Dallas to face the Cowboys. Cowboys are 6.5-point home favorites. Over under set at 43. I think if the Cowboys don't get beat by the Cardinals, this is closer to the Chiefs spread, closer to a 9.5. I'm taking the value. I'm taking the team at home. I'm taking the Cowboys -6.5. Wyatt?
Completely agree. Cowboys comeback game, 6.5. Patriots, I don't know what they are against the spread. They have to be up there as well with almost perfect against the spread. But yeah, I think Cowboys get it done. I think Mac Jones has a whole world of hurt. I also really like this over at 43. I think the Cowboys are going to score 40 themselves, kind of like that Giants game. So Cowboys, hopefully the Pats can throw up some points for the over, but Cowboys minus 6.5.
Yeah, typically I'd look at the Pats here. I think it's just a lot of points. Bill Belichick's good at covering spreads, and Dallas, like I just said about the Niners, they have the Niners on deck. So big Sunday night matchup coming up. However, I think Dallas is probably embarrassed. They just got kind of the doors blown off of them by Arizona. I think they're ready to put that one to rest, come back and show that they are truly a great team or a good team this season. So I'll lay it with Dallas a little bit hesitantly. I've been high on Dallas all offseason, all year so far. So I'm hoping they can win this one. Need it for the win total over. I think they could probably do it by margin. I actually do like the under in this game, though. I think two great defenses. I don't think the Patriots' offense is anything special. So, I said against Miami when the Patriots played, and it kind of backfired. I think Bill Belichick's going to want the ball in their hands, although he was running no huddle against Miami, which didn't make any sense to me. But I think I could see the Patriots having some long, scoreless drives. So we'll take the under. Favorite play in this game, slightly in on Dallas.
Love it. Love it. The Kansas City Chiefs head out to New York to face the New York Jumbo Jets. Jets are 9.5-point home dogs, huge home dogs. Over-under set up 41.5. Ethan, Zach Wilson, we've seen the rumblings starting to grow in the locker room. Mahomes and the Chiefs just coming off a huge win. What do you think, man? This is a tricky one.
This is a tricky one. Man, 9.5. It's a lot of points. I'll tell you right now, I love the under in this game. I've already bet it for the week. I got 42.5. Yeah, I think the Jets defense is still really good. I think they'll find a way to shut down Mahomes. Chiefs defense is really good as well, and the Jets offense sucks. So I think 3 of the 4 sides of the ball are lining up for the under here. Absolutely love it. As far as the spread goes, Kansas City seems so obvious. I'm going to play with the Jets. It's disgusting. I hate it. I think the back door is going to be open here. Kind of like the Bears hitting that over last week in garbage time. I think the Jets could kind of do the same against Kansas City and cover the spread. So slightly on the Jets. Don't love it whatsoever. Love the under.
Yep. Love the under as well. 41.5. I see it is now. So I still like that under. 42.5 was a great find or a great early play. Going to go Kansas City minus 9.5. It's obvious, but another correct score, 27-6.
Nice.
No touchdowns for the Jets.
No sweat.
Wyatt's just going to start giving out exact scores every week.
Have I ever hit an exact score? No.
After 180, we can clip it. You might have went 179 or 1 and 179, but that's the one we'll post.
Exactly.
Why? I'm locked up with you, man. Locked up with you. I'm going to take the Chiefs minus the points. Totally was thinking that Chiefs defense can't be this good, that they're going to come back. They have struggled with these running quarterbacks. Justin Fields, I would say, is better than Zach Wilson. I'm very concerned about, we'll have our struggles, and I think we'll punt a fair share amount, but man, these Jets, they're going to punt, and they're just going to be frustrated this entire game. I think we start seeing some of that locker room stuff boil over this game.
Yep.
The Monday night game, the Seahawks travel across the country to face the Giants. Giants are 1-point home favorites. Over under set at 47. Wyatt, tell me why Geno's winning this game.
Tell me why the spread's in favor of the Giants, and then I'll bet Seattle. I don't think he can. So for that reason, I'm going Giants -1, and I will mess around with the over 47 in that game. Giants have no business, I think, being the favor in this game. Yes, they're at home. Yes, Seattle's coming across country, but seems fishy. I'll take Giants -1, even without Saquon. And the over, sure, why not? One of these primetime games have to go over. I'll take it one with 0 offense from the Giants and a lot of offense from Seattle. So ugly game.
Yeah. Ugly game. first want to say, just when you were talking about the exact score, I read a stat not too long ago that like the 1930 something Bears started the year with 3 consecutive 0-0 ties. I wish I could just kept betting 0-0 tie. Like, how boring.
All those games back then are like Michigan Wolverines win 2-0.
Yeah. A late field goal sends Michigan over the top in a 3-0 win. Yeah, I completely agree with Wyatt. Why the hell are the Giants favored in this game? Makes 0 sense. Giants all day long. Lean the over as well. I'm so much of an anti primetime over better, but yeah, I believe primetime unders are 9-2 so far this season, so it's got to regress a little bit. I do like the Thursday night and the Sunday night under, so I'm hoping those two stay, and then this one flies over. Yeah, don't love anything in this game. And then lastly, just wanted to ask you guys quick, just for a topic of conversation. Did you guys like the 2 Monday night games, or do you like the one better?
One.
I like the one. We have multiple games on Sunday. That's Sunday's thing. I want to watch just one game on Monday.
Yeah. I kind of like the 2, but yeah, it's tough.
I also didn't really watch either of the. I was traveling yesterday, and then the one was the Monday, or I was traveling both Mondays, so didn't really watch either. So.
You missed a doozy of the first Monday.
Wish they staggered them a little bit. I would like it more. I think if they staggered a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
I have to take Seahawks, right? I can't be a Geno stan and not take the Seahawks. Like, I almost feel like I have to do it for the meme in a pick'em game. Like, okay, it's weird. Giants are favored. Seattle has to travel all the way across the country. I'm going to take Seahawks in the under. Because why not? Because I don't care about this game.
True.
Seattle's also heading into their bye week, so this line just truly makes zippo sense.
Yeah. I'm just taking the go to Geno. What do we think for the squad ride?
Oh boy.
I know what I think, but it's gross.
We did not agree on much.
Do we agree on anything?
The Chiefs Jets under.
I don't hate that.
Yeah. We agree on that one, right?
I was also gonna say San Fran.
Yeah. I'm okay with
minus 14.
Yeah.
We just did an under and got screwed, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm fine with the spread.
We've hit San Fran big spreads a couple times, I think, for the squad ride.
I'm fine with it.
Okay. All right. San Fran minus 14 squad ride.
Laying some points.
All right. Who wants to go first with the big 3?
I can go.
Okay.
I'm going to stay in that San Fran game, and I'm going to take the under of 44 San Fran versus Arizona. Then I'm going to go the over in the Broncos-Bears game. Love that over a lot. And then my favorite play of them all, Lions money line when you're hearing this tonight.
Love that. Love the confidence out of you. All right, I will go. Ooh, that Vikings money line minus 205 now. I love it. I will start with Buffalo minus 2.5. Think they get the job done. I will then go to. Let's go. I do love that under on Sunday night. Let's do Washington plus 8. And then let's finish it off with another spread. Let's go. Actually, we'll money line. We'll go Rams money line minus 115.
Alrighty. I will take the KC New York Jets under the 41.5. Going to do a parlay of the Vikings 49ers money line. That comes out to 141. And then I'm going to take the Bengals money line. I don't want to cause any controversy, but they did whisper in my ear when I saw them today that they were throwing this game.
Henry and Hop.
D-Hop. They told me. He wiped the pudding from his mouth and he said, "It's done. We're throwing this." Is
Tannehill in the house? That's like for he's not quite 65 yet. He's like 64.
He's like the orderly in the kitchen.
Yeah.
It's like mashing or stirring the mashed potatoes with his good hand.
He's almost out there.
Yeah. Yeah. He's just gonna move in.
Good.
All right, Ethan, would you like to get us into the Ethan's bench clears?
Ethan's bench clears. We're doing awkward moments. And I believe we're drafting 4.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And the order is, I know I'm last. I forgot the order, but I know I'm last.
It's Wyatt, me, and then you.
Okay. And it's snaked?
Yep.
Okay. Sounds
Awkward
good.
moments, awkward things.
Awkward things. Okay. So this one is not my favorite, but it is going to be one because I know it might be used. Someone you're not super comfortable with. So not like your girlfriend, wife, or like best friend, but like someone like you would feel bad saying this to when they have like something in their teeth, like at dinner. Like it's super awkward for you. You know it's awkward for them, but you can't tell them because then it's going to make it super freaking awkward.
Yeah.
So you just have to just talk with them with something in their teeth.
I hate that. That's a good one.
Now, if my wife had that, I just say, you have some beans in your teeth, but not to someone I'm not comfortable with.
Right.
I'm going to go with that moment when you're standing in an elevator with a bunch of strangers and nobody can say anything. It's just so quiet, and the ones without any music, and you're just
It's pretty bad.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I agree. That is a good one. Okay, so I got 2 here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna go with calling someone the wrong name.
Oh, yeah.
Hate it. Tough to recover from. You're just thinking about it the whole time too. So yeah, that's awkward. And then I'm gonna go saying something about somebody and having them overhear it. Or like walk past you as you're saying it.
Yeah.
And you know they heard and you don't confront them, they don't confront you. It's just awkward the rest of the time.
It's pretty bad.
And then you just feel bad too. That's terrible. I'm going to go with coughing from drinking. So you're out at a restaurant and you're drinking something that goes down the wrong pipe and you can't stop coughing and people start turning and looking at you and everybody in your business like, are you okay? And you're just like, I just need some time. That's the worst.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. I have 2 here. Oh boy. This one, how about just a classic like drive-through waiter or something when they say enjoy your food and you say you too, and they're not having what you're having. That one's always bad because there's nothing you can say after that. You just fuck. Second or third, this doesn't really work anymore because I don't have a real job. But like back in a professional situation, like if you go do something and you're way too underdressed or like way too overdressed and you're just standing out like a sore thumb, that's just the worst feeling ever.
That's a good one. That is a good one. I'm gonna say tripping in public, and not like tripping and going all the way to the ground, but like if you're just walking and that stupid like the turf monster gets your foot and you stumble a couple steps, and it just makes you so mad too. 'Cause you're like, who the hell put this rug here? And you put it there like 3 years ago. And you have to blame something else. You can never take credit for I just tripped.
The turf monster. It's a perfect blame.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna go saying something with the utmost confidence and then being wrong.
This is a good show for that.
Yeah, just laying a point down and then just someone's like, no, that's actually wrong, and then you look it up and you're wrong. Yeah, we'll do that. And then oh shoot, I just lost my other one. If you just have no clue what's going on, surrounded by a group of people who all like know what's going on. And you're standing there like trying to follow suit with people, but it's pretty clear and obvious that you just don't know your place. I mean, that could go for anything, work or just any situation like that.
That's good, man. I had 15, so I had so many that I liked. I'm actually gonna jump to one I'm gonna say watching a sex scene with your parents.
Oh, yeah.
In a movie, everybody just stares straight ahead, like, "Wow, I'm really engaged." You've been on your phone
And
the whole
then,
time, and now you just can't.
Yeah, pull
hold
out my phone.
yeah, then you
Or
you
that.
pull up your phone and that's awkward. They know you're pulling it up on purpose. Yeah.
Yeah, and your
Yeah.
parents are both just staring at the screen, or your mom says something. Either way, it's like the quietness. You can cut it with a
That's
knife, or
pretty
she
bad.
says something, and you're like, "Oh God, no! Don't say anything."
That's good. That's a good one.
It is.
And then I round it off here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this one's actually a story for my honeymoon. So not very
Oh,
person specific, or it is super person specific. Okay, so we're getting off the catamaran. We went on a boat tour, and there's this guy at the gate, and we were like walking by, and he put up like his hand like this. I went to give him a high five, and then he went like this, and I thought he was asking for a hug. So then I started giving him a hug, and he's like, "No, man, you can't walk past yet." So he was like trying to stop me, but I saw him reach out a hand, and then he like did both hands. I was like, okay, I guess it's like a Hawaiian thing. You hug people. So I went up and like gave him a hug, and he's like, dude, what are you doing? No, you can't leave yet. Like we have to wait for the whole group to come. And it was so fucking bad. And I had to walk behind him for like, I don't know, 200 yards. And I was like, he probably thinks I'm a freaking idiot. So it was so bad. I didn't say a word. He didn't say anything. Like he didn't use his mouth. Like,
Yeah.
I literally was limp hugging him. Like his arms were out. I was like, okay, this is fucking weird. He's like, no, man, you can't walk. You gotta wait. You can't go past yet. I was like, look, you should have said that at first, man.
Why are you making me the idiot? You're the asshole in this situation.
Yeah. So that was the most awkward I've ever been in my life.
And that was the moment Wyatt's wife left him.
Yeah. What'd she say?
Oh
She
my
just, I don't know. I was trying to explain it to her, and she wasn't really getting it.
dude, that's
Just made me look like an
hilarious.
idiot. So yeah.
You just gotta
Thank
say it
you.
like loud enough for the guy to hear, like, oh, those 8 Mai Tais were powerful.
Yeah. Oh man, that was tough.
Dude, that's hilarious. Oh my god.
Do you guys have any honorable mention?
Yeah, I gave out Denver plus 6.5. So that's pretty awkward. That was pretty awkward.
I'll even one up ya. I bet the Bears and the Jets the week before swore off betting on bad teams, and then I gave out Denver.
And then I once gave a voice crack in like 7th grade English class during my speech on the Raven, that poem or whatever by Edgar Allan
Yeah.
Poe. Yeah, I gave a
Oh,
voice
yeah.
crack in that. That was pretty bad.
Ethan, do you have any?
I don't. I didn't write any down this time, so
Farting in church is always awkward when you think it's
Yeah.
going to be silent.
or
It's
anywhere
not.
for that matter.
True.
Yeah. What about like when you first meet someone for a first date if you've met online? You've only ever talked to this person.
I've never done that.
You've never done
So
that?
I don't know.
I did that
Yeah.
quite a bit. It was very
Really?
awkward. Because you talk up
Yeah.
a big game and then
Imagine.
you're like, shit, it's nice
Yeah.
to meet you, you know?
A little different than what you expected to.
I mean, honestly,
Yeah,
first
I've
dates in
had that.
general, I feel like are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got showing someone a funny video too. Because you're always like looking at them like, it's funny, right? And they're always like, have that expectation that they have to laugh.
Or a song.
Or a song, yes.
Yeah.
It's
You're just,
always
kinda
like
looking
4
up.
times longer.
Yeah. Yeah. That is a good one.
What about you? Have any more, Ben? You said you had 15.
I do. I had 15. Some of them aren't as bad, like physicals. Like those are
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
awkward for guys. I have pooping in a crowded restroom, but not like at a sports game where everybody's like hanging out. I like a restaurant when it's like really busy and it doesn't have like super loud. Everybody's just kind of quiet in there, and you just
Yeah,
have
just
to
hear
rip
you.
ass.
Yeah.
There's no hiding it too, because you know you're gonna have to come out to everybody, and they're just looking at you like the guy's a monster.
That's where you just have to show your dominance and just show them that.
Yeah. Start
You're-
screaming while you're at it.
Don't pull up your pants before you leave the stall. Pull it up after you get out.
Yeah.
That walking speed where someone's like walking like just slow enough, so then you try to pass them, and it gets really fucking annoying.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, you
Oh,
don't
I
want to
have
be the
one more.
asshole, but
in the locker room, like when we were like football locker room, we both like took off our pants at the same time and our butt cheeks touched.
Yeah.
That's never fun.
Yep.
The old surprise butt kiss.
It's quite the feeling.
Riveting. All right, guys. You have anything else before we get out of here?
I do not. Good to be back. Oh, yes.
Yes.
Check out our merch here.
Thank you,
Yes.
Wyatt. Thank you. Yes, head over to bettergreen.com. That's better, BETTOR green.com. Get some slick t-shirts like that. We're going to start wearing those now. We all got our own pair, so you guys get in on the action too. We got t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, and koozies. Head over there. We got them priced, I mean, as low as you can get them. I mean, it's crazy. We're not making much money off of them. We just want to get the word out there, get the name out there. Make sure you guys head over there. Follow us on all of our social medias. We're growing like crazy. We post a lot of stuff on different things. Some platforms are better for stuff than others. So make sure you go over there. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Consider subscribing to us on the website also. We have a bunch of articles over there. We got some premium articles that have bets. We track money for you guys. So make sure you guys head over there. No fan Q&A today. But Ethan, do you have a question for the people?
I do. And it's going to be a giveaway.
Oh,
I want some interaction here. I
There
want
we go.
to know your best bet of the weekend. This is an NFL show. We're going to go NFL. I want
Okay.
to know in the comments, best bet for the weekend, NFL. And then the three of us will come together, choose, and send what we think was the best bet and the best winner, free koozie.
love it.
Perfect.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So make sure you guys get that in there, get a free koozie. And guys, we'll see you in the next episode. Peace, guys.
Later, guys.
See you guys.
You better start listening to the Better in Green podcast. You will not regret it. Trust me, trust me, trust me. And hey, I'm Dean Blandino.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to Better in Green, eh? To Better in Green, eh? To Better in Green, eh? Listen in and cash out. That's what it's all about. Come on, let's make cash now. We always on spot and we cover all spot from the bottom to the top. Hey, shout out to Ethan, shout out to Wyatt, shout out to Ben. Welcome, welcome to our podcast. Better in Green.